Peace, love, light, and King Noble Black Supremacy. I'm going to try to make this video as quickly as possible. It's early in the morning, so I did some writing, and I'm taking advantage that my daughters are asleep right now. Usually make my videos at daylight time, but I'm going to take advantage of the energy because the energy's been, just juggling them and some other stuff. It's been a little bit more challenging lately. But with this video, before I get into my video, just want to give praise to King Noble. All praise due to King Noble and King Noble Black Supremacy, Black Supremacy. Just also want to give a big thanks to my viewers and my subscribers to watching the content. Thank you so much for your support. So at this point, I'm going to just go ahead and get into my video. So I want to talk about focused meditations. And I've talked about that before in my previous videos, but I feel it's like when things are arising, when things are occurring, make sure you're taking note of that, because if you're not taking note of that, things will get more intense to where you have no choice but to deal with it, and then you have to make the right move. So addressing it while it's fresh, it always makes it a little bit easier on yourself. So you want to make sure that you're addressing it. Like if things are continuing to rise, you want to address it. The best method that I have to addressing certain things, like I was telling you, as far as having a good spiritual hygiene about yourself, just making it a ritual and practice of that. When we are building our creations, our divine creations, we got to make sure our divinity is stronger than anything else. So we have to be confident in what we're building, and we have to have that energy and frequency of confidence, because we so sabotage ourselves by having second thoughts of our manifestations. Like we could be thinking about our manifestations in a way that's in high vibrational, where you're doing it often, or we can be thinking of our manifestations where something may go wrong, and you want to make sure that you're giving more energy to what's going to go right with your manifestations, and it has to outnumber what's going wrong in order for you to have the more positive results or strong results that you need to be able to manifest. So I wanted to start this video out by saying that. So just make sure that you are aware of that and work from there. I hope I was able to make that message very clear to you, because I know that there are certain things that arises in our minds that we may have attachments to, that may be blocking us from our creations and our divine manifestations, and that has to be addressed. And again, I wanted to share how I deal with it. One of the best ways to deal with energy and frequency and addressing things the right way, or addressing things right away, is writing. Writing is a great way to kind of focus your meditations on something and kind of let it dissolve. Like, so if you have like a hiccup and you know directly what your hiccup is, then you need a focused meditation until it's not as concentrated anymore. So you want something that'll be able to kind of dissolve it. You know where you're at, you know where you need to be, but then you have to figure out how to make that an actual action to be able to efficiently move in your life the way it's supposed to. So writing works wonders. I haven't wrote as far as, having concentrated having a concentrated meditation. I haven't written in like a year or more, but I will definitely be probably writing soon. I know that me writing before I do my videos has also been helping me with my creations and my manifestations and my natural gifts. I know it's been really helping me a lot. But just to go over that, because I know I'm talking about something that's extremely important. Always to keep in mind, like, make sure, number one, make sure that you are taking notes of what arises more that can be blockages from your divine manifestations. Make sure you're taking notes of what's arising, what's coming up in your life a lot, because what's coming up in your life a lot needs your attention, needs to be addressed. But making sure that you have confidence in what you're building, and you're able to address certain things in an appropriate way. And the way that most people address things in the wrong way is to think a certain thing and not fulfill it with an action that's strong enough for it to remove the blockage. So in order to remove the blockage, you have to make it a meditation. You can't just have the right thought and let the right thought dissolve. So once you come across something powerful, you don't want to stay in the observer seat with that. You want to actually act. That is your time for to actually act and put out what you need for to strengthen your creations and your manifestations. So make sure that you're not just coming across these great thoughts and staying in an observer seat. You want to, the only reason you will want to stay in the observer seat is if it's an unwanted thought. That's when you're able to sit and stay in the observer seat. We have it backwards. Like, we'll still have a good thought and we'll stay in the observer seat and then allow it to unfold. It's actually backwards. So when you have a good thought, you want to manifest that good thought. We tend to feed into bad thoughts and give energy into bad thoughts, and that's why we're not able to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. So when you come across an idea to a serious problem and you want to make it a solution, you want to give off confidence in what the solution is, and you want to walk into that action. Hope I made myself clear. I'm in almost 8 minutes of my video, so I'm gonna just move on. But make sure that you're utilizing the comments. I love to get ideas on what to make videos about. Lately, I've been able to kind of get information myself on what I should be talking about, and etc. and etc. etc. I know somebody asked me specifically where we should try to find enlightened beings. You have to be focused on what the universe is telling you. Because in my case, when I was in Illinois, I had a hunger to get into homeschooling. I had a hunger to be surrounded by awakened individuals to where I would vibe towards spiritually more so. So I felt like in Illinois I was really alone, and it would have been nice for it to set my family up for homeschooling in Illinois. It would have been nice to connect with individuals who are in Illinois, but everyone that I connected to online, it was in Georgia. So it's like the universe will send you certain little signs. So be focused and concentrated to what the universe has provided to you. Like, if you come across some great, strong energy, perhaps that's a sign that you need to go that certain place. There's no necessarily certain place in Brick that, okay, we should go here, we should go there. Maybe Africa, if you haven't gotten any strong signs of where you should be. But I personally would suggest that you just take heed to what the universe is unfolding in your life. Because for me in particular, I was connecting with people in Georgia. Like, I went to conscious events in Chicago and the connection wasn't there. And I just had a strong hunger and desire for to my goals moving, and I felt like I only saw Georgia as a means to really kicking things into gear. So I did whatever it took for to make that happen, whether it was seen at the time as a good move or a bad move. I did what I had to do to get into that energy and frequency. That's why we can't be so tied up into negative and positive and all the other stuff, because sometimes there are sacrifices that are needed in order to come across the ending result of your manifestation. Sometimes you may have to go through hell. The universe might be working against you, against your manifestations, because the matrix is meant for to slow you down. The matrix is meant to go against all your manifestations, because if your manifestations aren't in line with the matrix, then it's set up to fail. So many other energies that's working against that. So just be mindful of that, and don't lose sight of what you're doing based off of your trials and tribulations. So somebody made a comment about where we could specifically find love, or stronger conscious-minded individuals, or people who are more spiritual, that we find ourselves more drawn to, align to. I don't have a direct answer for that. I say Africa, but I would strongly suggest you just pay more attention to what the universe is providing to you, and how you feel energetically when something occurs, and how and align. Think about what your goals are, and just paying close attention to what the universe may send to you as a sign of what may be in alignment with your goals. I hope that advice helped you in some kind of way. So yeah, I'm gonna move on. I encourage people to continue to make comments, because I do like to address certain questions in my video. So if you have a question, I'll bring it here. I try, if I missed you, make sure you comment again so I can address it. But okay, so we talked about focused meditations. We talked about what continues to rise and taking note of that. Dealing with energies, and detaching from sentimental value. And I want to just speak on my own personal experiences when it comes to dealing with certain energies and things that we see as sentimental value. But before I go completely into that, I want to give an example. So in King Noble Black Supremacy, it's a focused meditation on your direct manifestations. Sometimes family and friends get in the way of that, because they're entrapped in the matrix. So their goals conflict with ours, because their goals are in alignment with the matrix. Our goals are in alignment with creating our own world. So sometimes we actually have to detach from our families that don't align with that reality, because it ends up being I'm trying to pull them into King Noble Black Supremacy, or they're trying to pull me back into the matrix. So we have to actually detach from one another. We can't continue to interact with fake energy frequency. That's just the way I decide to live my life. I know some of us still might say, hey, how you doing, this and that, but if I'm not going to go back to the matrix, or you're not going to come into King Noble Black